5 Secrets to Lead Conversion. My name is Bill. I'll be your presenter. Today's moderator is Jenny, who's here to answer any questions that you have. Combined, Jenny and I have over 10 years of real estate, internet, and social media marketing experience, which we are very excited to share with you guys today. Now, today's interactive webinar is just one in a series of webcasts relating to PropertyPulse social tools. So the webcasts prior to today's courses are geared to generating leads online. Before we begin, I would like to familiarize you with the webcast control panel. We'll be using this during every ZPro interactive webcast. So in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a red button with either an arrow pointing to the left or an arrow pointing to the right. That button opens and closes the control panel. The questions box is where anytime throughout a course you could submit questions for the moderator or answer a question that I might ask of you. At the end of every course, we'll open up the conversation for questions and discussion. So if you see your arrow pointing to the left, click on that now to open your meeting control panel and reveal the questions box. So today we've got 5 key objectives to cover. First, we're going to talk about your mindset and how to put yourself in the best frame of mind when preparing yourself to contact your prospects. We'll also teach you to understand the mindset of your average lead so you have proper expectations of your leads. Second, we'll review the lead management tools that PropertyPulse provides so we know exactly where in the buying process our prospects are at. Third, we're going to explain the best strategy for calling your prospects and introduce you to the Rule of 3 calling strategy. Next, we're going to show you how to use listing alerts as an automatic way to stay in touch with your prospects. And finally, we're going to show you how to find and connect with your prospects on Facebook. So let's get started. Now, to make sure you're getting the most out of this course, I will be asking a couple questions throughout. Anytime you see the blue question mark, that means it's your turn to answer. So our first question is, do you call new leads the same day that they are received? If you do, why? And if you don't, why not? Take a moment, answer that question for me. And please do answer that way. I know you guys can hear me, and I'll share some of your answers in just a moment. All right, so we got a couple answers. So Deb says, yes, I call as soon as I see the lead, if at all possible. The reason is you got to strike while the iron is hot, definitely. And Cindy says, yes, because if you don't, someone else will. Absolutely. So great. So thank you for answering those questions, by the way. So I'm going to start by talking about mindset. So I think a lot of realtors will tell me that internet leads stink, or I call them once and they never call back, or online leads are all Mickey Mouse leads. But none of that's true. I mean, that perception is caused by failing to follow up with the lead properly. Now, you'll be surprised how easy it is to convert your lead once you understand their mindset. And you'll learn techniques that help you easily engage them in conversation. So did you know that ideally online leads should be called within 20 minutes of the lead being captured for the greatest success in reaching that lead? The reason being is if the prospect just filled out a lead capture form, they're most likely on their computer, their tablet, their smartphone, meaning there's a high chance that they're near a telephone. Online leads are very different than a client calling you on the phone or walking into your office. Only 20% of prospects leave their contact information for you the day they start their home search. 40% of prospects will wait 120 days before providing contact information. The average internet buyer will be searching for homes online for 6 to 9 months, if not more, before they're ready to speak with an agent. So I would think about it this way. If you're going to buy a brand new $50,000 car, would you begin by walking into the dealership? No, most likely you take your time and research your options. That being said, we can easily assume a buyer spending $250,000 or more on their new home can be expected to research their options for 6 to 9 months. Expect this of your online leads, especially in today's market. Only 10% of your internet leads will actually result in a home sale. While that sounds like a low number, when you look at the commission involved, you'll quickly see it's really a great opportunity for you. And the secret is you never know which leads are going to turn out to be that 10%. Therefore, you need to follow up with everybody consistently. So this should be your mindset. Online leads are just getting ready to speak with you. A buyer with cash in hand that wants to work with you, they will call you. Expect your online leads to say, I'm just looking. Expect them not to be ready for a showing. Expect to teach them how to use the tools on your website to service their needs. Your goal is to become very skilled at getting into conversations with online leads. By reviewing your leads carefully, you'll be prepared to start a conversation. Our second secret is lead management. Knowing exactly where in the buying process your prospects are is essential for converting prospects into transactions. Every lead captured on your PropertyPulse website will be emailed to you, as well as stored in the Leads tab located in the back of your website. Leads that leave a telephone number are asking you to contact them by phone, so call them. If just an email is left, click on the envelope icon to draft a personalized email in response to that prospect's inquiry. But before either email or calling, review the source column for the lead, because what this tells you is exactly where on your website that lead was captured. Additional information is available through the Leads Details page. By clicking that pencil icon, you can edit or view those lead details. Now, when following up with any lead, you'll want to know the source where the lead is captured and be very aware of the additional information such as their home search criteria. So the highlighted area of the lead details page displays not only the source, but also allows you to track the properties a lead may have expressed interest in. In this case, you'll notice that the source and the associated listing are identical. So in this case, I should let you know when the lead is captured on the listing page, automatically the associated listing is populated with the listing's details. Directly beneath that is the notes area, which is where you can take unlimited notes on your prospects and clients on every interaction. And to effectively manage your clients in the home buying process, use the status field to categorize your leads. And lead history is where you can find comments or notes left by that prospect on your website. Additionally, every update to a lead is captured here, so you can't accidentally erase a valuable note from a client. Now, you can also create your own statuses and groups through the Leads Manager. We'll start by learning how to create a status. To create a new status, you click on Statuses. Using the form field, you type in the name of the status you would like to create. So for today, we're going to use Facebook fan. Then you hit Add Status and Save. Now, in addition to statuses, leads can be categorized into groups. So groups could be property interests, neighborhoods, social economic indicators, or simply buyers and sellers. Whatever helps you manage your business and nurture your leads. Groups are created just like statuses. So what I want to show you is how you can update multiple leads with a status or a group that you've created. To update the group assignment for multiple leads, you check the box to the left of each desired lead. Then we click on Update Selected and Assign Groups. Now, in that window, you check the group to assign, in this case, buyers, and then you click Save. And now those particular leads will show up with buyers as their group. Effective categorization of groups and statuses will supply you with a solid lead qualification process. So you can now easily manage your entire book of business and nurture them from prospect to client to closed transaction, and even continue that client life cycle to ensure repeat business and referrals. Now you also have a filter search, which will let you pull up just the leads that you want to contact today. So we've covered a lot, so I want to get all of you involved now. So I'm interested to know, what's the biggest challenge or struggle you struggle to overcome, with online leads? Take a second, answer that question for me, and I'll share some of your answers in just a moment. All right, so I got a few answers here. Ryan says getting a hold of them. Deb says, I call the lead and follow up, but need to keep them in groups and use the Z57 tools that are in place. Okay, great. So that categorization, that organization could definitely be helpful. I also see Brad says leads are not good or qualified. Okay, so sometimes there's going to be a mixture. You're going to get some non-qualified people as well. So there's a range of answers there. And remember, a positive mindset is critical to generating transactions online. Again, online leads are looking for 6 to 9 months and are not always ready to speak with you. But success occurs when you consistently follow up with that lead. So our third secret. Calling the leads is most important step to converting the lead into a conversation. 2/3 of home buyers and sellers will work with the agent they first speak with. But only 2% of sales occur on that first call. So how many calls does it take on average to convert a lead into a sale? 9 calls. 80% of sales occur after that 9th interaction. So what does this mean to you? Well, our third secret is don't just call your online leads once. you need to follow the rule of 3 calling strategy. And here's how that strategy works. The day the lead is captured, call that lead twice, about 15 to 20 minutes apart. Don't leave a voicemail the first time. Typically, a person who's not a realtor won't answer the phone for a number that they don't recognize. But if that same number calls them back 15, 20 minutes later, they'll often wonder, who is this? The process makes the lead more likely to answer the second time. Therefore, on that first day, I want you to call a second time 15 to 20 minutes after that first call. Furthermore, I want you to continue following up and call each lead once a day for the next 2 days. This time, do leave voicemails. Then call each lead once a week for the following 3 weeks. So we taper it down a little bit, and then we taper it down a little further, then follow up once a month for the next 3 months. And you want to continue to call, even if you have spoken with them, because again, they were just looking, but you need to be checking in with them. Don't give someone else a chance to sweep in and steal them from you. So when calling leads, essentially you're applying for a job with someone that you've never met. Therefore, you need to be assertive but sensitive to their mindset. Remember, chances are they are just looking. Your key objective is to lower their guard and start a conversation. All right, now this is huge. So when leaving a voicemail or speaking with a client, you want to deliver on 5 key topics of conversation. First, introduce yourself and remind the client of your website URL. They may have visited multiple websites. Remind them which one is yours. Thank them for sharing information with you and for visiting your website. Again, mention your website URL. Ask for feedback on your website to start a conversation. That lead's source column will tell you what they were looking at. Inform the prospect of new information that you've sent them, perhaps a personal email, a listing postcard, or a listing alert that you set up for this client. And sell a feature of your website. We want to get them to come back. So based on the form that they filled out, you can see in the lead source column what it is they filled out. So, for example, if they were looking for homes for sale, perhaps suggest to them that they check out your community reports or your school reports, which they may not have noticed in the middle of doing the actual home search on your site. Right? If we know they're a few months away from making a decision, we need them to keep coming back to the website. So sell them on coming back. So our 4th secret is listing alerts. The secret uses the home search criteria left by the lead and uses it to keep in front of your prospects with exactly what they're looking for, which is homes. This can easily be done through listing alerts set up through your website IDX tool or your MLS. Even if you don't have their exact home search requirements, set them up on listing alerts for the type of home you would typically sell. Oftentimes, it's better to be wrong than right when you set up the home search, because if you're sending them the incorrect types of homes, they'll often respond and let you know what it is they are looking for, which is great because we just got a conversation started. This is what a listing alert would potentially look like that would be sent out to them. So our 5th secret is using social media channels such as Facebook to research your prospects. Aside from being an amazing place to promote your business and generate more business exposure, with over 1 billion users, Facebook, virtually everyone you know is on Facebook, excuse me. In fact, 54% of Americans have a Facebook account. Even more staggering, a whopping 73% of online users have a Facebook account. And Facebook is growing by 7 users per second. So today everyone's on Facebook. In fact, in this business, we often have clients saying, hey, they found me on Facebook. So I'm going to show you that you too can use Facebook as a resource, as well as teach you how to learn more about your leads. So let's talk about those leads. How much more empowered would you feel if you knew that a prospect went to the same high school as you, or worked at the same company as your last buyer or seller? You'd have the inside track on prospecting that lead. So the process is simple. You copy the lead's email address and place it in the search bar on Facebook. And give Facebook a moment to recognize the email and display any resulting pages connected with that email address. When it finds it, you simply click on them. And here we are. So instantly you gain powerful knowledge about the lead. So perhaps the schools they attended, their occupation, their interests, maybe even a photo or friends in common. Now you could also search up here by the lead's full name. Just make sure if you do that, maybe you put in the city as well to try and narrow it down. Imagine how many Jennifer Jones there are. Right? So preferably if you've got the lead and you got an email for them, only one person will have that email. It's the best way to search. And keep in mind, not every email address or name will return results. Some people may have multiple email addresses, and depending on your lead's Facebook privacy settings, some information may not be accessible to you. So this type of prospecting approach can also be done using other social media channels such as LinkedIn. In particular, LinkedIn is great as it provides a detailed overview of a prospect's career. So when prospecting using LinkedIn, you'll want to use the advanced search. This way you can search for people by name and within a certain radius of a specific zip code. So this particular example, when we searched for Lars Hansen within 50 miles of 92270, the search produced just one result. And for some searches, you may have multiple results or none at all. With just over 200 million users, keep in mind, not everyone is going to be on LinkedIn. So fortunes in the follow-up. You have to consistently follow through on executing these strategies to see results. Also, remember to prepare your mindset so that when you speak with a prospect or you leave a voicemail, you execute on the 5 key topics of conversation. Again, those are introduce yourself and remind them of your website URL. Thank them. Ask for feedback on your website to get that conversation started. Inform the prospect of new information that you've sent to them. And sell a feature of your website to get them to come back. Accountability for this aspect of your marketing plan is to live, to breathe, to memorize, and implement those 5 key topics into every conversation. Use these topics daily when following up with leads, whether you're on the phone, sending an email, leaving a voicemail, or speaking with prospects face-to-face. So at this point, I would like to open the floor up if you to any questions. If you have any, go ahead and ask your question. If there are no questions, I'll be back to wrap up with you in just a moment. All right, so looks like there's no additional questions, so I'm going to move forward here. If you missed the first part of our course today, you can always retake the course again. To retake a course or register for a new course, you just locate the course schedule and registration links in the campus. So for your next course, I recommend registering for PropertyPulse, promoting your online presence for results if you haven't already done it. There you'll learn how to generate a lead from Facebook. So that just about wraps up our webinar for today. A question, looks like a question did come in, so I'm going to have my associate Jenny answer that question for you individually, Cindy. But for everyone else, I'm going to just let you know I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you for attending. You were a great audience. It was my pleasure to host. Our moderator, again, as I mentioned, she's still available for questions even after a minute or two after I'm done speaking, just in case one comes in. When you exit the webcast, a little survey will pop up on the screen. Your feedback is appreciated. We always love your feedback. I do want to point out, again, if you need assistance, these are the 3 different ways to get a hold of us and our hours of operation. So take advantage of our team, and the availability of our team so we can assist you as you need it. And remember, our team is also great at coaching you to help you achieve the best possible results with your program. So thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.